In meditation, it's easy to become comfortable with the pain of remorse, as you said. But if the regret is something like having gotten married or having had kids, and you have to interact with these people on a regular basis, things become really difficult on a practical basis. Any thoughts or recommendations on this? So here we have a cause of regret that is with us in the form of people that we live with and interact with every day, to address and to consider. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to keep practicing. I'm going to practice every day. And when I sit, there it is. I wish it had been done differently. I wish the situation had not come about. I wish that different choices had been made in the past. All of these regretful thoughts and feelings. What can we do? We can feel what we feel. And trust the process of day by day, just chipping away, wearing away, allowing whatever's present for us to manifest and to make peace with it through observing, through letting go, through sitting steadily, making the time to be present for how it feels to be in this situation. Some things are like chronic pain. We can be pretty sure that we're going to have this for the duration. The sense is with chronic pain, it is predictably present. So this requires great patience. We get the chance to develop incredible pāramī, incredible degrees of virtue, qualities, strengths that we wouldn't otherwise develop. When we're dealing with a painful situation that is long-lasting, we become very compassionate towards ourselves as we're stepping through this suffering day after day with great nobility, with great patience, with great kindness, with awareness, and also compassion for all those around us who we might start to notice are often similarly afflicted. So many of us have life situations that are not what we would ideally have chosen for ourselves or that we would want at this point. Of course, we chose them at some point in the past, but maybe we were mistaken. Maybe we were not seeing the full picture. Maybe we made unfortunate choices, and maybe not. The important thing is this is where we are now, with life choices or with some kind of painful situation. And what we can do now is to work with how it is right now. When we're able to be steady, even in the most difficult of circumstances, and what feels like the most entrenched, permanent, long-lasting situations that are difficult for us, we can be very sure of two things. If we're practicing or not, the situation will change. And if we are practicing, then we will change within the situation. So we can change our attitude. It's not like we have to force ourselves to do that. It's through observing the way it is now and the suffering that's present now that we will work with that suffering. That suffering can arise and pass, arise and pass. It is diminishing steadily, slowly but surely when we practice, because the mind will always incline towards happiness. Give it a chance and it will incline towards happiness. To meditate is to give the mind that chance and it will incline towards happiness. And so the suffering will be gradually, slowly, maybe imperceptibly, but inexorably diminishing. The attitude towards those people that we live with, say in an unhappy marriage, unhappy family situation, our attitude towards those we live with will change, will slowly change. We'll become kinder, we'll become softer, we'll become more tolerant, maybe even loving. This is something to work towards because this is what we've got. Whoever we have in our lives, we have the choice. Do we want to consider them as friends and beloveds, or do we want them to be other? Where does the happiness lie? The happiness lies in seeing the beloved in all beings. We can do the good work of letting go of anything that's not seeing in that way, anything that's not manifesting in that way. And in our practice, of course, isn't it the case that most of us are dealing with negativity, hatred and aversion, so much. So just to let it come and go, just to be willing to open to the negativity, to allow ourselves to feel, how does it really feel when I think like that, or when I have these memories or these thoughts, how does it feel? And noticing that in our practice, negativity, aversion, the defilements in short, will gradually, for sure, diminish. And what's left is this kindness regarding others with a kindly eye, opening the heart to others and seeking the beloved in all beings and cherishing all beings. For living with a regrettable person, because we had kids too soon, allows me to develop myself into a very virtuous person. Sadhu. There's a voice of someone who worked through and come to a place of acceptance. We can't make things happen. We can't put ourselves in a position of acceptance by sheer willpower, or because we think we should, or we know we should accept the way things are. We can't make it happen. And that's fine. What we can do is work with this moment and be willing to keep facing the dukkha, be with the suffering, and slowly, as I say, this sense of embracing the way it is, really making peace with the way it is. And in the end, coming around to this attitude of, yeah, of course, this is the way it is. This is, of course, the right way. This is how it should be. This sense of opening to the reality of the moment. Our very memories can change. Memory is such a slippery thing. It's such a fluid thing. It seems real, but our memories, of course, are coloured by so much perception, emotion, distortion. We can't trust our memories, but we can respect them. This is what I remember. I can respect it even while I have a great big question mark next to it. Even our memories can change. When we practice and the heart softens and opens and the metta, the loving kindness, has a chance to manifest, the natural loving quality of our nature, of our clear mind, the compassion, the kindness, the calm start to be able to reveal themselves and to manifest more fully. Even our memories can change. And what I remembered as a terrible experience becomes like, oh, that was just the best thing. It just so needed to happen for me in order to move me forward into this situation in this way. It may be that situations change. It may be that the situation is exactly the same. And the same past, of course, happened, but our attitude towards it becomes something bright, grateful. I'm grateful for the way things have turned out. I'm grateful for the way things happened. I'm so glad, because without that, I wouldn't be able to have practiced in this way and learned so much from these memories, from these past experiences, and so forth. So look, even our entire outlook can change, our attitude towards others, our attitude towards ourselves, which is actually what we're talking about all the time here, can change. It can change, it can soften, and we can start to fully appreciate the goodness of this moment. This is a path of joy. Keep practicing with the most difficult, painful situations, and they'll come to in time, a place of acceptance and well-being.